All right, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy Sto, and I am back. Yes, back with another video. And today we are reacting to scary TikTok compilations. It won't be a long video at all because I actually have class in 8 minutes. So don't mind the random jump cut that will be towards the end of the video. But yeah, let's not even. There's no announcements for me to make at all. This is just another video. Hope y'all been enjoying the videos. I've been in pretty much of a drought. I don't really get too many views on my videos right now, but it's okay. We keep pursuing, keep persevering. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hey, TikTok tings, scary TikTok compilation. Let's get it.
Always change your locks. In 2017, a college girl woke up from a nightmare drenched in sweat and decided to rinse off before going back to sleep. She propped her phone on a shelf, turned on some music, and then hopped in the shower. A few minutes later, she reaches for her phone to change the song, but stops suddenly. Reflected on her phone's screen was a person standing in the middle of her bathroom facing the shower. She somehow kept her composure, turned the water to scalding hot, and then ripped open the curtain and sprayed the intruder in the face. As they howled in pain, she ran past them to her kitchen to get her butcher's knife. In a panic, she can't find her knife, so she just runs out of the apartment and calls the police. The police go in and come out with a crazy-looking woman in handcuffs. One of the officers comes over to the girl and says she used to live here and she had copies of your keys. Then he pauses and looks down and brings up a clear evidence bag that contained her butcher's knife, and he says, "Looks like she wanted her apartment back."
There's something terrifying going on at Chuck E. Cheese right now, and I'm gonna explain it to you. So we all know about the game Five Nights at Freddy's, right? It's a game based around a restaurant that's pretty much like a Chuck E. Cheese where the
Yeah, that's crazy. We need to fix that. Give me a second. Chat, I promise I'm not balding. Oh my god. Let's get back to the video.
animatronics come to life and wreak havoc on all the guests there. But what if I told you this was possibly happening in real life right now? Just 2 days ago, 5 children have gone missing inside of a Chuck E. Cheese, and the parents reported a weird smell from the inside of the building. And then just like Five Nights at Freddy's, someone that worked the late night shift actually got killed after hours. Now these are all pretty
Hell
weird,
no.
but here's the kicker right here. Check out this headline. Night shift workers from Chuck E. Cheese claim strange movement from animatronics post hours. So I don't know. What do you think about this? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's fake? And I mean, with 2020 and everything going on, like, I wouldn't be shocked if it was real.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew, Part 1. When creating the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland, they couldn't create skeletons that looked realistic enough, so they used real human skeletons. Since then, they've removed all but one. Ducks sometimes become cannibals due to boredom, meaning they kill and eat each other. This behavior begins as early as 4 weeks old. Crocodiles are capable of galloping, similar to a horse. Luckily, alligators cannot. And while we're at it, tarantulas can swim. It's extremely...
Now, who in their right mind decided that tarantulas should be able to fucking swim? Whoever did that, count your days. I'm on my way. Because that's some... I have arachnophobia if y'all don't know. That's some BS. They shouldn't be able to swim for shit.
There will be extreme gas buildup and you will burp after death. And sometimes dead bodies can even sit up on their own. Also, if a pregnant woman dies, the gas buildup in her body can actually forcefully push a baby out. In other words, a post-mortem baby bazooka. Hearing is the last.
Why did he smile when he said that?
After one dies. So it's very possible that the last thing you ever hear is the paramedic calling off your CPR.
This is why you should never stay in sketchy motels. In 2005, a young woman on a solo road trip across the country decided to stop for the night. The first place she sees is the Mountaintop Motel. It looked pretty cheap, but she was tired, so she said good enough. The check-in guy eyed her up and down very uncomfortably and then asked her if she was traveling alone. She ignores the question, pays for her room, and then walks away with the key. When she gets inside her room and sees there are literally cockroaches in her bed, she says nope and decides to sleep in her car in the parking lot. Around 3 a.m., she wakes up to see the check-in guy using his own keys to get into the motel room she was supposed to be in. A few minutes later, he storms out and slams the door and starts walking towards her car. Terrified, she hides under her blanket as the man tries to open her car doors but can't and walks away. She speeds off and calls her friend.
Chat, did you hear that shit? This is my HomePod. I have an Apple HomePod. I was trying to connect pre-recording, and the shit wouldn't work. So I seen it start lighting up, but it wasn't doing anything. So I let it go. I let it slide. But then I Pretty sure he's made of Vings. I'm pretty sure that was the HomePod, and now it's just pulsing. If the recording stops early, I got blown up.
Friend and asks her to look up the address of Mountaintop Motel so she can give it to police. Her friend's quiet for a second and then just says, "The Mountaintop Motel closed a week ago. If someone offers you this, walk away." In 2016, a man was staying at his friend's cabin in the woods when he decided to go for an evening stroll. A little ways down the trail, he hears someone call out from behind his neighbor's house. He looks up and he sees this skinny guy pop out from behind the building who starts waving frantically at him to come over.
Never
Worried
mind.
this guy could be in trouble, the man takes off running to assist.
Why did they put a
When he gets
Slim
close
Jim
enough,
dude there?
The neighbor just offers him a fistful of Slim Jims and starts talking about how much he hates his wife. Sensing there was something wrong with this guy, he says no thank you to the Slim Jims and walks away. The next day, the man calls his friend who owned the cabin to ask him what the deal was with his weirdo neighbor. There was silence on the phone, and then his friend just says, "I don't have any neighbors." The police are called, and it turns out his neighbor was really some lunatic who had recently killed his wife and had been hiding out in the abandoned cabin next door. This is why you always say yes to tandoori chicken. In 2012, a high school tutor and her student stayed up so late one night studying that by the time they were done, the buses had stopped running. Without another way home, the student asked if he could stay the night at her place. Reluctantly, she agreed. When they got back to the apartment, she fell asleep on her bed and he fell asleep on a blanket next to her bed on the ground. A few hours later, she wakes up to the boy standing awkwardly in the middle of the room with a very strange look on his face. She asks him, "What's wrong?" He looks at her and says, "I'm really hungry. Let's go get some tandoori chicken." Confused, she says, "It's 2 a.m. Just get a snack in the cupboard." And he grabs her by the arm and he says, "No, we are getting tandoori chicken right now." And he yanks
You must
her
love
from
some
the bed.
goddamn
Feeling
tandoori
totally caught
chicken.
off guard by this whole situation, she goes into the hall with the boy, and as soon as the door shuts behind them, she can tell that he is terrified. He looks at her and just says, "I'm not actually hungry. When I woke up, there was someone under your bed." This is why you should always trust your gut. In the early 1970s, a college student decided to hitchhike his way home after class. A car pulls up, a man offers him a ride, and he climbs in. As soon as the car started moving, the student felt totally uneasy, like something was wrong but he couldn't quite place it. Without saying anything, he waited till the next time they slowed down and he flung the door open and ran away. 2 years later, he's flicking through TV channels when he comes across this special interview with a death row inmate. And it's just the audio recording, so he hears the interviewer ask the inmate, "Why did you remove all the door handles inside of your car?" The man just goes, "Well, the first time I tried to kill someone, I picked up a college hitchhiker who got smart at some point and jumped out of my car. So, lesson learned, remove all the door handles." When they showed his picture, the student knew immediately that he was supposed to be the first victim of John Wayne Gacy, aka the Killer Clown, who had killed over 30 men and boys in his clown room and stuffed them into his basement.
Sorry for the weird jump cut. Chat, I have to get to class real quick, so I will be right back in like an hour and a half, so there will be a little bit of a time skip. Alright, chat. Let's get back to it.
Your gut. In the 1970s, a young couple decided to go for a late night hike in the woods. A couple minutes into their walk, and the man remembers thinking something's not right. He tells his girlfriend, but they just decide to ignore it and keep going, until he steps on something that felt really soft, like it was alive. Before he has a chance to see what he stepped on, they hear all this rustling in the bushes next to them and they bolt. Years later, that couple turns on the TV and a death row inmate who's about to be executed is being interviewed. And they ask him, "Was there ever a time that you were almost caught red-handed?" He responded, "Yes, one time. I was in the woods and a couple walked through and the man actually stepped on the body of a girl I had just killed.
Oh,
I
wow.
was hiding in the bushes just a few feet away. They didn't see me." That couple had run into one of the worst serial killers of all time, Ted Bundy.
So supposedly this is what the fallen angel Lucifer looks like.
Bro's a stud.
This is what the moon looked like on March 31st, 2020. I don't know about any of you guys, but this is scary, especially with everything going on in the world right now. Pretty cool.
Let this be a reminder that there really are monsters out there. In 2007, a woman living right near a prison in California got home late one night and went right to bed. Around midnight, she woke up to footsteps on her first floor, assumed it was her roommate, so she goes downstairs to say hi. She yells out to her roommate, who doesn't say anything, and then in walks this giant man who she doesn't recognize. She runs upstairs, jumps in her closet into the crawl space, and hides. As she's helplessly tucked away in this little crawl space, trying not to make any sound, all she hears is this giant man sprinting around her house, running into walls, flipping furniture, and screaming in frustration because he can't find her. Finally, after several hours, she slowly opens the crawl space back up, crawls out, and gets her phone off the nightstand and calls police. As she's telling the police her story, she describes the person who had broken in, and they stop her and say, "Ma'am, go back in the crawl space and stay there. We'll be there as soon as we can." It turned out a 6'11" convicted murderer had escaped from prison and was still on the loose.
Nigga, you need to take your ass to the fucking NBA. Why are you out here murdering people? What were his stats?
It turned out a 6'11" convicted murderer had escaped the prison and was still on the loose.
I thought it said his weight. 6'11"? Brother, you in the wrong profession. I mean, he looks really, really, really frail. So maybe not. But, because imagine him going against LeBron. LeBron would snap his ass like a snick. Snick? Okay. I've seen this before, yeah. Where did the explosion come from, bro?
Easily, I wouldn't watch this video. In 2013, a mine explorer found this entrance to an abandoned mine and decided to go have a look around. He decides to film his experience and upload it to his YouTube channel, where he had uploaded hundreds of other videos of him exploring mines, but he never once references the paranormal or ghosts or anything like that until this video. As soon as he steps foot inside, he tells the camera that he has a really uneasy feeling about being there and wonders if he should even keep going, but he does.
Exactly, turn around and walk out.
Everything seems pretty normal until he gets to a section in the mine where there's a bunch of chains hanging down from the ceiling. He hears something in the back of the tunnel, so he pulls his flashlight out and he shines it towards the back, and he sees a chain swinging, and it shouldn't be, because there's no draft and he's all alone, and you can tell he's scared by the way he starts talking. Although he's totally freaked out, he wants to know what's causing the chain to swing, so he goes farther and farther into the mine until he hears something. People whispering in every direction. He gets totally spooked and runs out. If you don't want to sleep tonight, watch the whole video. This is why you should never open your door for strangers. In 2013, a woman let her dog out to use the bathroom one more time before bed. After only a few minutes, she starts hearing scratching on her door, which is typically the sound her dog makes when he's ready to come in. But it just seemed way too soon for him to be done being outside. So she decides to look through the peephole to make sure it really is her dog. But what she sees is terrifying. A deranged-looking man is right outside her door, staring intently at her door handle, waiting for it to turn open. As she's looking in horror, unable to do anything, he starts scratching at the door as hard as he can, never leaving his gaze from the door handle. She manages to stifle a scream, she backs away and realizes her dog is still outside. So she goes to the side window, but there's no sign of her dog, and so she goes back to the door to see if maybe the man's moved. He hasn't moved, his mouth is open, and he's staring directly at the peephole. Then he turns around and walks away. With the man gone, she discovers her dog unharmed, his leash had just been cut. But that means he had a knife.
Terrifying facts about the ocean. Let's get into it. So we've explored...
That abrupt ass ending. Look at this freakazoid right here. Well, guys, like I said, that was not going to be a long video whatsoever. I had a class, and then I also am tired, and I also have other stuff to do. And there's also midterms coming up very soon. So there won't be a lot of time for a lot of motherfucking long videos. I couldn't think of the word I wanted to use. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are having a good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this. And I think I will see y'all possibly later. Oh, real quick. Turn and face me. God damn it. Listen. So recently, I actually had an email during recording that I had lost privileges to the advanced stuff because I don't have a positive channel history. So there's nothing y'all can do at all, actually. I gotta find out why my videos aren't being pushed the same way they were before. The impressions my videos are having are very, very low. But like before, I would average like 24,000 impressions. I mean, I wouldn't get a lot of clicks, but like that just comes with the business. But I gotta do a lot of studying, so don't mind if the video slowed down a little bit, because I do really want to sit down and like actually kind of like research and study why my videos aren't being pushed as much. Because I know I changed up uploading schedule of my content a little bit, but I just don't understand why the videos aren't getting pushed at all anymore. So I have to research that. I have to find that out. I'm still gonna try to stick to 3 uploads a week. It might go down to 2, it might go down to 1 to see like just what's going on and give me more time to give me more time to put effort into one video instead of 3. So yes, we'll see what happens in the next. I'll go with 3 videos a week for the next 2 weeks, and then that doesn't do anything good, then we're going to see. But I won't quit, don't worry. I'm not going to quit. I still have some, it might be a small amount, but there are some loyal people that watch all my videos and listen. I'm not going to quit, don't worry. I got y'all. I'm gonna still keep making videos no matter how many. I can get only 3 views and y'all be the only 3. That's enough for me to keep making videos, don't worry. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are having a good morning, afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this. And I won't see you later, nigga.